What's up, guys? Week 2 preview. Let's start this up. Okay, last week, our games. These were the results. I beat TX Nurse 102-92. Sea Gouch beat Metal Spine 96-69. The Cure Sucks lost to Clap for Bacon 94-69. Disco Hobbits beat the USC Athlete Compensation Fund big 137-95. No Fried Rice for You lost to Bing Bong 97-81. And Rampy beat Ben 116-75. That was the Week 1 overview, and this is the Week 2 preview. Alright. This week, we're starting it off with me versus Metal Spine, Metal Spine I believe to be the worst team in the league. Matthew Stafford and Big Ben. Gotta go with Matthew Stafford. I think Big Ben, he's a good quarterback, but Stafford puts up bigger numbers. Michael Turner is obviously going to outperform No-Show Marino. MJD is going to outperform Javad Best, because Javad Best is terrible. Kenny Britton, Mike Williams, it depends. I think it'll be about even there. Vincent Jackson and Hines Ward, it'll be about even there too. Jermichael Finley and Gradkowski, Finley's much better than Gradkowski. Brady tends to throw to receivers a lot more than any tight ends. Peyton Hillis and Emmanuel Sanders, Peyton Hillis all the way. And then Josh Brown and David Akers. David Akers has big advantage. And then Eagles or Pittsburgh's D. I'm thinking Pittsburgh. I really am. Okay. Sea Gouch and TX Nurse. Aaron Rodgers is going to be a lot better than Matt Schaub, just because Aaron Rodgers puts up the big numbers. If Arian Foster plays, then he has the advantage over LT, but you never know. Pierre Thomas and Joseph Adai, they're both pretty terrible. I guess Thomas has the advantage, but I wouldn't start either one of them. Deshaun Jackson and Reggie Wayne. With Kerry Collins throwing to Reggie Wayne, Deshaun Jackson definitely has the advantage. Lance Moore and Santana Moss. I think Santana Moss will perform better. After seeing the Redskins destroy the Giants in Week 1, I think they have the advantage. Chris Cooley and Kellen Winslow. It's Kellen Winslow because Cooley just doesn't seem to get any fantasy points. Des Bryant and Mike Tolbert. I would pick Des Bryant, but I got destroyed by Mike Tolbert last week, and he's a lot better than I thought, so Mike Tolbert. And Vinatieri has the kicker, Gronkowski has the advantage. Because obviously the Patriots are going to score more than the Colts. And the Packers defense is going to do better than the Jets. Clap for Bacon versus the USC Athlete Compensation Fund. Phillip Rivers, better than Kevin Kolb. Darren McFadden is, I think, better than Fred Jackson. I know I said McFadden was going to beat out whoever it was last week, but Fred Jackson. I think the Bills just had a lucky week. Beanie Wells is going to do better than James Starks, because the Packers just don't run that much. Calvin Johnson is going to be better than Brandon Lloyd. Andre Johnson is going to be better than Fitzgerald, I think. Dustin Keller going to score more than Lance Kendricks. D'Angelo Williams is going to probably get more touches than Johnny Knox, so I give him the advantage. Neil Radkers is going to score more points than the Bills are. Neil Radkers and the Texans, I should say. And then I think the Cowboys' defense is better than the Lions. Disco Hobbits and the Cure Sucks. Drew Brees obviously has the advantage over Josh Freeman. Two really good running backs, Ray Rice and Adrian Peterson. I'm going to say Ray Rice because he has a passing game to help him out. I said LaShawn McCoy was overrated last week, but that doesn't mean he's not better than Frank Gore. LaShawn McCoy has the advantage. Roddy White's better than Percy Harvin, even though the Atlanta Falcons had a bad week 1. I think they'll come back from that. Hakeem Nicks is better than Brandon Marshall because the Dolphins are a joke. Antonio Gates has the advantage over Jimmy Graham because he's Antonio Gates. LeGarrette Blount much better than Sean Green because Sean Green is garbage. Dan Carpenter and Nate Kading. I think Nate Kading's hurt. I'm not sure. So I'm going to give Carpenter the advantage. But if Kading plays, he's going to be better. And the Ravens D is better than the Patriots. Bing Bong and Pink Floyd Panthers. This is one of my favorite rivalry games to watch, no matter how good or bad the teams are. Ben versus Cameron. I always find it really entertaining because it's kind of like the owner who doesn't know what he's doing against the self-proclaimed fantasy genius. And if no matter what the teams are, if Cameron wins, Ben looks like an idiot. And you just expect Ben to win. It's one of those games, it's one of those rivalry games where you know who's going to win. It's like the Astros and Rangers. You know the Rangers are going to win, but that doesn't make the game any worse. Alright, Tony Romo and Eli Manning. Eli Manning's overrated. Even though Tony Romo is a joke and a choke master, he's going to score more fantasy points than Eli Manning. Matt Forte is going to outscore Ryan Grant because Ryan Grant splits time. I think Chris Johnson will outscore Jamal Charles. I do not like Jamal Charles at all. Anquan Bolden will outscore Steve Johnson, I believe. Greg Jennings will outscore Miles Austin because Aaron Rodgers loves himself from Greg Jennings. Owen Daniels and Jason Witten. That's a tough one. I'm going to say Witten just because I think after Des Bryant limped around and did nothing the whole game, I think Romo is going to look for Witten more this game. So he has the advantage. Mike Sims Walker is better than Mike Thomas. Seems like Sims Walker gets a lot of touchdown catches every year. He didn't in week 1, but I think he will this week. Two old guys, Rod Baronis and Jason Hansen. Probably Hansen because the Lions are going to score more points. And then I think the Giants D is going to play better than Chargers D just because the Chargers D and Chargers special teams tends to give up a lot of points. Rampy versus the Eagles fanboy. No fried rice for you. Brady and Vic. Brady because eventually Vic's going to get hurt and get sacked and fumble and have a bad week. I'm going to guess this is the week. I think Felix Jones is better than Benjavis Green Ellis because the Pats don't run very much. Rashard Mendenhall is better than Tim Hightower. That's kind of iffy, but I think Hightower has to do some consistent work before I pick him. Wes Welker is going to outscore Devery Henderson for sure. Mike Wallace is going to outscore San Antonio Holmes. Vernon Davis is going to do better than Tony Gonzalez. Just Vernon Davis seems to get a touchdown every week. And Deion Branch, that's a tough one. I mean, I think he'll outscore Malcolm Floyd, though. I think Floyd has too many other people to compete with. And Crosby and Sebastian Janikowski. Crosby, because the Raiders just aren't going to score that much. And then I think the Redskins' defense will do better than the Raiders' defense. All right. Now I'm going to attempt to pick these games. Okay, I'm obviously going to pick myself over Metal Spine because I've said he's the worst team in the league, and I've said I'm the best team in the league. And if I lose, that'll be kind of humiliating. Sea Gouch and Texas Nurse. Christian has the better record, and I don't know. Once Arian Foster comes back, if he does come back, I think that'll be a definite win for TX Nurse. USC Athlete Compensation Fund and Clap for Bacon. This is a toughie. I think it'll be pretty high scoring, but I'm going to give the edge to my cousin because I don't think Fred Jackson is going to do much. So USC Athlete Compensation Fund. Disco Hobbits and the Cure sucks. Disco Hobbits proved that he has a high-scoring machine last week. He scored the most points. I'm definitely going to have to give him the advantage with that Ray Rice, LaShawn McCoy tandem. Bing Bong and Pink Floyd Panthers. This is the game I'm most looking forward to, for sure. One of my favorite rivalries. It's going to be close. This one's hard to pick. It means the most to me, but I think Ben, his lack of running backs is hurting him. Unless Jamal Charles has a really good week, Ben's going to lose. Even though I think at the end of the year, Ben will probably have a better record than Cameron because of Ben's management style. And I don't know. I think Cameron's going to start the year out really strong. He has a good-looking team. He drafted great. But I think Ben's going to rise at the end of the year, and Cameron will maybe not crumble, but he's going to start out a lot stronger than he's going to end. And then I think the surprisingly strong Rampy is going to beat No Fried Rice for You because Michael Vick, once you look past Michael Vick for No Fried Rice for You, his team's not that great. It looked a lot better going in than it really was. Alright, that was the Week 2 preview and a Week 1 overview. I hope you enjoyed it, and keep your eyes out for some other videos, not necessarily fantasy football. Thanks for watching.